Welcome back. My name's Jess, and today I have a really exciting video for you guys. It's a trend I've seen going around YouTube for a little while now, and something that I've personally wanted to film for longer than I've even wanted to have a YouTube channel, which is kind of ironic. Basically, today we are going to be doing a full face of, you got it, dollar store makeup. So I went to my local Dollar Tree and stocked up on goodies. I noticed that most of the products were of the same brand, LA Colors. So I really tried to buy a variety of brands to test out. Maybe there's a certain dollar store brand that's better than others. If you look at my receipt, I bought 11 products, my version of a full face, for $11.66. I don't even think one of my products that I typically buy from Ulta or Sephora is $11.66. Let's just dive in and see how I look. The primer we have today is the Smoothing Face Primer from LA Colors. Oh, it has this interesting applicator. I don't see how it's kind of slanted. I don't know if they want you to actually like smudge it on your face, but I'm gonna put it on my fingers first just to be a little more sanitary. I'm gonna take about a pea-sized amount. Oh my gosh, this is so thick and greasy. I'm a little scared to put this on my face, but let's see. Oh, it's definitely scented. Kind of smells like sunscreen. Why is this so thick? I am not loving this primer so far. It definitely is giving me this kind of like grayish cast all over my skin. Who knows, maybe this is going to be the best dollar primer we've ever bought. I am trying to evaluate these products based on the fact that they're $1, but you know what? A girl can have high hopes and maybe my face is gonna look great. Lovely, lovely looking foundation that pretty much reminds me of Halloween makeup or stage makeup. It is by the brand Color Mates. And it was really hard for me to find a foundation that I thought would match my skin tone. Unfortunately, some of the products that I wanted to try either came in the fairest shade I've ever seen, or they were way too dark for my complexion. When you open up this lovely plastic compact, it comes with this very interesting sponge. I decided that I'm going to use a sponge I already own just so that we can give this product a fair shot. We are going to take our little pink blender, and it says that you're supposed to gently smooth the sponge across the product. So let's see if we can be nice and gentle. I hope that's gentle enough. Oh my gosh, it's like not even coming off. This stuff is so thick. I'm having a lot of trouble getting this product out of the pan. I am like scraping. You cannot be gentle with this. But let's see if I can bounce it across the skin. I'm going to cover up this big old face and I'll be right back. This doesn't really smell like anything. And we're digging some more. All right, I think my face is covered. Honestly, this ended up being a pretty decent color match, despite the fact that I had a pretty hard time finding a foundation that would match. Unfortunately, I did not find a concealer because the concealer they had was like probably 4 shades darker than I would ever use in a concealer. And then all of the setting powders were in the shade dark. So I'm going to do a little bit of concealer and then just set the face off camera because this feels so cakey and greasy on my skin. I just need to set it so it's hopefully not slip sliding around this whole time. And then we'll move on to the next step of dollar products. We are back. I just concealed a little bit under the eyes and then set the entire face with a fluffy powder brush in a powder that I already owned because, like I said, this stuff is greasy. And I will say that the powder definitely helped kind of lock it in a little bit more. Next, we have bronzer, and I'm a little scared to use this bronzer, and I'm gonna show you why. The bronzer we picked up is, again, from the brand LA Colors. It kind of seems to be the main makeup brand in the Dollar Tree beauty aisle. This bronzer is in the shade Bronzed Beauty, and it is shiny. This is supposed to give me a gorgeous bronzed glow. I usually prefer a more matte bronzer. I do happen to like the shade of this, but I'm really scared of how glittery it is going to be. Do you see that shine? Like, this is a color that I would use for eyeshadow, not to sculpt the cheeks. Luckily, I'm not much of a person who contours because I cannot imagine using this shiny, shiny, shiny stuff to contour with. Oh my goodness. Do you see that shine on camera? I really hope you can. It actually feels pretty creamy. I thought it was gonna be super dusty, but I'm going to go in with my Morphe M253. I figured let's use my nice brushes, give these products a fair shot, and we're just going to sculpt our cheeks. Oh my goodness, I'm scared. What did I just do? It looks like someone just threw shiny mud on my face. I'm gonna try to fix this and I'll come back when I'm bronzed up. I'm hoping that if I take my sponge and dab out this epic disaster on my cheek that I'll look a little bit more presentable. Not that I'm going to be going anywhere in this makeup, but I want you guys to truly believe that I can make these dollar products work. Looks like I did a little bit better on this side of my face, so I'm gonna try to get them to match. This product is really patchy. Every time I dab in with my sponge, it just kind of moves around, and I'm not sure if it's a combination of the primer, this greasy foundation, and this sparkly bronzer. Like, this is the definition of bronze. I'm going to sculpt out my jawline a little bit and just really be sure to tap off the excess because I do not want another mud sludge pile on my jawline. Okay, guys, we are going to call it a day with this product and move on to blush. So for the blush, we are bringing in a new brand, and I'm just gonna show it to you and give y'all a second to think about what this branding reminds you of. This is the Beauty Benefits blush. I happen to love Benefit Cosmetics, and I think this is the dollar store dupe. Now let's see if this blush performs as well as Benefit blushes, which happen to be some of my favorite. Oh no, it's shiny too! I am going to be a walking disco ball after this video. Yeah, pink blush with blue glitter reflect in it. This is not something I would ever use. I do enjoy a shiny blush here and there. For example, NARS Orgasm, which happens to be a personal favorite blush of mine, but I have never seen a blue glitter reflex blush. I'm just gonna go in with this Real Techniques 201 fluffy powder brush and see if I can just give a nice light dusting of this guy. Oh, we are rosy. Oh my gosh, you can see how much it is staining my brush, but I feel like the payoff on my cheeks is not as pigmented as I thought it would be. Honestly, this blush is surprising me. I thought I was gonna look a little scarier. We're making it work, guys. We're making it work. This is what we have so far for our base. Now let's go into highlight, which if you know me and have watched my past videos, you know I love highlight. So I'm really hoping and praying that LA Colors comes through with this one. We have the Beauty in Bloom highlighter, which happens to be their new spring line, I believe, and this is in the shade Dewdrop. I really love the embossed, I'm trying to point to it and I'm pointing from behind. Guys, camera work is harder than it looks. Take 2 of pointing to the highlighter. I really love the embossed flower pattern on here. I think flowers are very pretty and it goes with their Beauty in Bloom collection. This is hard to open. Just gonna throw the cardboard. Sorry, Mom, I will clean it up, I promise. Maybe I should have opened these before I started filming. Oh, so when you open it up, it actually comes in this really cute little, I thought it was metal, but maybe it's just a shiny plastic case. But when you kind of twist the lid off, then you have the product inside. And I'm just gonna swatch it. Oh, it doesn't feel too bad. It's kind of a golden highlight. Oh, you can see it sort of reflecting off my hand, maybe. And it's not quite as powdery as I thought it would be. I think the goal is to just kind of swirl your brush and get a mixture of the more champagne and bronzy colors in there. So I will be taking my Sephora highlighting brush and I'm just gonna swirl around in the pan, tap off the excess, and then we'll highlight my nose. Oh, this is pretty good. Okay, LA Colors, I see you, I see you. Here come the makeup faces, y'all's favorite. And always gotta put on that milk mustache. Right on your Cupid's bow. Okay, This is not a bad highlighter. I really think I'm pulling off these products, but I will say that they're not the easiest to use. You really have to finesse them and take your time to blend, sculpt. I still think that it looks like I have mud on my cheek, but we're gonna ignore that and look at this side of my face. I think the highlighter might have been our best LA Colors product so far. Okay, I am really excited for this brow product because it might be one of the weirdest things I saw at the store. I really tried not to buy products that I can get at the drugstore because I wanted to buy exclusively dollar store products. However, the brow product I picked up is from the brand e.l.f., which I actually really like e.l.f. products. I do think though that at the dollar store, these more well-known brands like e.l.f., Revlon, Wet n Wild are selling products that are made to be sold at that lower price point. So I don't think that this is the same e.l.f. product that I would get at like the grocery store or Walgreens, but we'll see. So this is the Shape and Stay Wax Pencil in Clear. And at first I was like, is this supposed to be a lip liner? Am I supposed to just like color wax on my face? But I looked and it is a brow product. And I don't really like to fill in my brows with a lot of color, so I was excited to try this. When you open it up, it's just kind of like this chunky pen. And I actually really love this packaging. I think it's super cute. So you just pop off the cap and, oh, it's like a wax crayon. I think we're gonna have to break out the spoolie brush for this. I think my game plan is that I'm going to draw the product through my brow and then spoolie it out. We'll see how that works. Ooh, it's also retractable. Look at that. That's pretty cool. You get quite a bit of product in here, actually. Oh, that is Grease City. This combined with this greasy foundation that I used, I'm going to need to do a major face mask tonight. I think this is more of kind of a product that you use to hold your brows in place. So maybe if you wanted to use a brow filler before, you would use this afterwards to hold the brows down. But again, I didn't use a colored product for my brow, just this sculptor. So now I'm gonna take my spoolie brush and just kind of, oh wow, okay. This is actually working pretty well. It's helping me achieve that kind of fluffy brow that seems to be on trend lately. I'm not mad at this product. Am I a fan of how it feels on my skin? No, but is it performing pretty decently? Yes. e.l.f., you did good with this clear wax pen. Onto the eyes. I did pick up 2 eyeshadow products from 2 different brands to see if we can kind of do a head-to-head battle and put them together to make a beautiful look. The first palette we got is again from LA Colors, and it is a 3-pan matte eyeshadow palette in the shade Sunflower. And then the second eyeshadow product we got is from a brand we have not tried yet today. It is called The Color Workshop, and it is from their Spring On collection. It's just a little single shadow, and I really liked the color of this. It is this cute little sparkly pink. So my plan is to do a nude base and then pack this shade on to the lid. We're going to start with the LA Colors Sunflower palette. Oh, it comes with this lovely sponge applicator, which we will not be using today. So I think I'm going to first dip into this center tan shade to use as a transition color in my crease. Oh, guys. The shadow feels relatively buttery. I'm shocked, simply shocked. So we're just going to blend that through the crease on both eyes and we will be right back. I am not seeing much color payoff from this LA Colors palette so far, but I'm hoping that if I keep building it up, we will get a more defined crease. I think we are going to go in with this darker color right here in this 3-pan palette and hope that it will kind of define the crease a little bit further. And I'm going to also focus on packing it onto the outer corner of my eye. And we're going to switch to a clean brush. Hello? Is anything happening on my eye? I don't think so. I promise I'm really working to make these products work because I want the dollar store to have good makeup. It is kind of crazy how much money we spend on makeup, but it's just my guilty pleasure and it makes me happy. I think once we dipped into that darkest shade, we did achieve a little bit more definition, but definitely not what I'm used to with my more high-end shadow palettes. So I would say that this LA Colors palette is a bit of a flop. Let's see if our little pretty pink shadow will achieve what we want on the lid at least. If you want to pack on a shimmer shade, it helps if you wet your brush first. And do not worry, I bought a setting spray from the dollar store. It is this little LA Colors setting spray and it says it's perfect for travel. Let's test the spray out. I'm going to take this packing brush from Sephora and just kind of wet the brush. And what this does is it's going to help the shadow stick to the brush and then hopefully transfer to your eye a little bit better. So I'm going to take the wet side of the brush and just kind of dip it into the pan here. And then, oh, I'm getting some color on the brush. And then we're just going to pack it onto the lid. I'm seeing some color. It definitely has more of a white cast than I was hoping, but it is transferring to the lid. So the trick worked. For our other eye, let's spray again. I'm going to pack the color on and be right back. We have achieved a very muted spring look, but mascara always brings things together for me. And we are bringing back this Beauty Benefits. Today we have the volumizing mascara in Black Noir. It is supposed to be clump free, so let's test it out. I don't like a clumpy lash, so hopefully this delivers. I'm a little weirded out by the fact that they have such a big package and the product literally takes up a third of it, but that's okay. It's about the performance. So it just comes in a simple black tube. And when we open it up, it's a very standard mascara wand. It smells atrocious. However, I think it's working. Let's get one eye done and then we'll compare the two. We have the mascara on my left eye and none on the right. And I will say that this is a really good dollar mascara. I think that it's clump free as it promises, and it definitely volumized my lashes and helped to define them a bit more. And I respect that. I do not like the smell of it at all, but it's working. So I'm going to finish the other eye and then we will set the face. To set the face, let's bring back our little travel size setting spray and we're just going to spritz all around. Oh. Got some of that in my mouth. And then we're just going to fan it, dry the face off. For our last product today, we have this Wet n Wild lipstick. I did try to find one that was in a more neutral nude shade. It just comes in this little plastic tube and oh, it seems to be a little bit more metallic-y than I was anticipating. It is shiny, but it does have a pretty nude shade. I don't like it. It tastes like really cheap candy and it's very slick. But the bonus is that you don't need to use gloss because you already have a metallic lipstick on. This is it for our dollar store makeup look. This entire face cost $11.66. But I think that I was really able to pull it together and make some of these products work. Some highlights of the day, I think, were the Beauty Benefits mascara, as well as the e.l.f. clear brow wax pencil. I actually think that I'll be using this again because I really liked the way that I was able to comb it through with a spoolie and kind of fluff up my brows. I like that more natural brow look. I did not like the bronzer at all. It kind of looks like I still have some patchy mud on my face. I also am not a fan of this metallic lipstick, nor did I like the foundation. I can feel it sitting on my skin and I really prefer a foundation that just kind of melts in. I'm quite excited to wipe this face off. However, I think that this video was so much fun to film. I loved going to the dollar store and looking through their product selection. If you guys have a dollar store makeup brand or product that you really like, leave it in the comments below because I would love to give it a try. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Give me a big thumbs up. That's it for today. I really hope you enjoyed this video, a full face of Dollar Tree makeup, and I will see you all again soon. Bye.